Hi everyone, I'm Ines and welcome back to Voyage of a Time Wanderer. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my 24 in 48 readathon TBR, and I'm really excited about this readathon because the last couple attempts at a readathon I did, both Dewey's readathons actually last year, I had work emergencies come up that interfered in my ability to participate, but fingers crossed I have the weekend free, and so I'm really excited to do some reading during the 24 in 48 readathon. So this is my TBR stack for the readathon, and I'm really excited about some of these books, and I'll just quickly walk through them and share a little bit about what my goals are for each of them. So the first book I'm hoping to get through is Coffin Road by Peter May, and I'm already about halfway through this one. I think, yeah, I'm about halfway through, so this should be an easy, quick finish. I think I have about 150 pages left. Coffin Road is a murder mystery. Peter May, is he a Scottish writer? He just writes in Scotland. Yeah, he's a Scottish writer, and he writes mostly novels set in the Outer Hebrides of Scotland. Those are my favorite. He has the Lewisman trilogy, which is excellent, and this one is a standalone novel, but it's also set on the Isle of Paris, and it's a really mood-driven, dark kind of mystery with lots of suspense. And I'm really enjoying it so far, and I'm looking forward to finishing it off right at the beginning of the readathon. The other book that I already have on the go is Elizabeth's Rival, The Tumultuous Tale of Lettice Knollys, Countess of Leicestershire, by Nicola Tallis. This is a non-fiction biography, and it's pretty thick, so I'm not gonna finish this during the readathon. I'm just working through like maybe a chapter every day or so. So I'm hoping, I'm this far in so far, so I've got a ways to go, and I'm hoping to be done it by the end of February. But it's a really interesting novel. It's got various historical paintings and stuff to support the text, and it seems like it's a really well-researched biography about a character during Elizabeth I's reign that I didn't know very much about. Lettice Knollys ended up marrying Robin Dudley's, one of the Queen's favourites, and that started a rivalry between them. And I think Lettice eventually got banished from court for life, but I'm looking forward to diving further into her life and maybe getting through 2 or 3 chapters of this during the readathon. Then I have Sailing to Sarantium by Guy Careyval Kay, and this is one I'm really interested in getting into because it's a fantasy novel, so it's got maps and stuff in the front, but it's a fantasy novel kind of set during an alternate Byzantium Empire instead of being set kind of in a medieval Europe kind of style like a lot of the traditional fantasy. And this follows a character called Crispin, who is a mosaicist who goes into the emperor's court to make mosaics for him. And then there's some fantasy elements to that as well, but I don't know much more else about that except that I'm looking forward to giving it a go because I haven't read much fantasy in the last few years, because I don't really like the medieval setting as much, so I'm hoping that this will be a good compromise. Then I have Tears of the Draft by Alexander McCall Smith, which is the second novel in the No. 1 Lady Detectives Agency series set in Botswana. This is just a quick read, it's like 200 pages. I thought it would be nice to stick in between some of the thicker reads that I've got planned for the readathon, and I just got back from Botswana at Christmas time, so it'll be nice to go revisit some of my favorite memories in Botswana and dive back into the life of Precious, the main character who is running the only ladies detective agency in Botswana. Then another quick read, hopefully, is The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur. Obviously, Rupi Kaur is very famous nowadays. She's a young Canadian author, and this is a poetry collection. Poetry with some little line drawing illustrations as well, and I really enjoyed her first poetry collection, which I read in November. I'm really looking forward to having some poetry to break up the longer novels during the readathon. Then my last physical book that I have is Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl. This is a book I've been meaning to get to probably for more than a decade, and this edition is very special to me because I bought it when I was touring the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam. I even still have the bookmark that came with it from the Anne Frank house, and yeah, I mean, obviously I've read like abridged children's versions of this when I was younger. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting through the whole novel this weekend. I think it's a very important book to have read during my lifetime, and it's one that I would like to get to sooner rather than later. And then my last book is an audiobook, so I have my headphones here. And I'm hoping to listen to Alexandre Dumas's The Black Tulip as a audiobook break from physical reading for when I'm doing cooking or grocery shopping or other activities during the weekend when I can't be physically reading. That's a classic novel by Alexandre Dumas set in the Dutch Golden Age, and it's about a young man who's trying to create an all-black tulip to win a prize. And it's a classic novel that's on one of my classic TBRs, and I'm also wanting to eventually put together a video about Dutch Golden Age book recommendations, and this is one of the only classics that I've found so far set during that era, so I'm looking forward to reading some of Dumas, whose I've never read before, and it should be interesting. Anyway, so those are the books that I'm hoping to get to during the 24 and 48 readathon this weekend. Let me know if you're going to be participating and what your reading plans are in the comment section below, and keep your eyes out for a readathon vlog coming sometime next week. Until then, thanks for watching, and enjoy wandering through the pages of a good book this weekend. Bye.